sign the petition in support of the First and Second Amendment, because I think this sends a crucial message to our elected politicians, to, you know, who care about the outcome in Belarus.
Can't even believe we got to deal
Say,
with
okay,
this
wow,
shit.
people in these states really actually care about these things. It's a big deal.
How could you not?
So, but we really want to try to get as many people as possible to sign this petition. So I have a surprise for you, which is that we're going to be awarding $1 million to randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election. So,
I hope a lot of people got that money.
you know, one of the challenges we're
And
having
why
is like,
wasn't-
well, how do we get people to know
Should be
about
mailing this
petition?
shit out to people.
Because the legacy media is
I'd sign it in a heartbeat.
You know, not everyone's on X. So I figure, how do we get people to know about it? Well, this news I think is gonna really fly. So every day between now and the election, we'll be awarding $1 million, starting tonight. All right. So, tonight's person is John Dreher.
That's crazy. I don't even know what I'd do with $1 million. Try to make a business and put some people to work, I suppose.
So, by the way, John
Small
had
furniture
no idea.
building company or something.
So, anyway, you're welcome. Yeah. So
Is that even real?
The only thing we ask for the $1 million is that you be a spokesperson for the petition, and that's it, really. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So
And how much taxes does Uncle Sam get out of that?
Thanks, Elon. This is great. I'm really ecstatic. I want to congratulate you on your rocket catch last week. Big curveball. But yeah, it's been fun. I've been following you for 10 years. Got your biography 10 years ago, and been watching ever since. And big fan. So.
Thank you. All right. Well, cool. So.
People don't. He don't even understand. That's just outrageous. I've never had. Can you imagine the opportunity that would create?
So check this out before this video gets taken down. If you're paying any of these companies for insurance, you are
I'm dumbfounded by that.
The BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have declared war on the U.S. dollar. When these countries
Yeah,
met
because
late
Joe Biden's a
2023,
fucking
they had one
idiot,
goal in mind:
and the whole cabinet's a
create
joke.
an alternative world order, where the United States is no longer on top, and the U.S. dollar is no longer the world's reserve currency. If the BRICS countries succeed in replacing the U.S. dollar, the outcome would be very bad for Americans. You would wake up one day and you could find a significant portion of your wealth gone. So far, as many as 19 other countries have joined them in an attempt to dethrone the dollar. They don't know whether they're going to replace the dollar.
So all the rich people would be
However,
fucked and we'd
it's
be in the
not
same
looking
place?
good. So unless you plan to have your income totally obliterated and wake up with your hard-earned money gone, I want to make sure I share with you the answer.
I'm a tradesman, so no matter what, I'm going to get whatever kind of currency they have. Because I trade my body, basically. I'm a working whore. Ain't no different than a real whore, you know? Anybody that trades their time for money, that's just what it is, you know? If you don't got to trade,
below now to claim your free copy of this.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd do
Not
without my
delay.
trade.
You know, it seems like a.
So this is all a rerun. I thought this was a speech after the fact.
And
I don't want to watch this after. I want to see what the fuck happens.
The Constitution's there for
Ain't
a
be
reason.
nothing until
There was
6
great
probably.
wisdom in that document.
This will truly be the golden age of America.
It was a complete tsunami, just a total electoral bloodbath.
It is populist versus establishment. And the establishment loses every time.
I know you're not supposed to stay at Pierce, but we told you so.
I hate Pierce Morgan. He's such a fucking scumbag.
There hasn't been for a very long time.
Go back to your fucking country, Pierce.
Wake the hell up.
This is a
Another
completely
rich
different
idiot.
election. We've entered into a different world right now.
He's the king. He's the king of marketing and branding.
Look, I believe Trump's an existential threat to our democracy.
It's like the Night of the Living Dead in California. They're just walking around going, brains.
Wow, what a night here in the United States. President Trump is back as president of the United States, and even his most embittered opponents are today reckoning with what is unequivocally the greatest comeback in political history. It now feels like a red mirage, but a few short years ago, it was the Republicans who wanted to turn the page. Governor Ron DeSantis was the great new hope. He was Trump without Trump's baggage, and the baggage just kept piling up. But after the failed succession, the legal barrage, the mugshot, the shock ousting of his opponent,
Pierce Morgan,
the two attempts to elect,
uncensored.
this morning,
What a
the
joke.
45th president
He's for
is designated
censorship.
as the 47th president-elect.
And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body. I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America.
More than ever before, voters chose between two starkly different visions for America, after being presented with what felt like two very different versions of reality. Well, they've chosen emphatically. Trump is on course to win the presidency, the Senate, possibly the House of Representatives, and even the popular vote. The first Republican to do that, if he does, since George W. Bush in 2004. He single-handedly knocked U.S. politics from its axis. America has defied the mantra that demography is destiny, and the Democrats have serious lessons to learn from this dismal failure. So far, they're in denial.
Let's be honest
Yeah,
about
they
this,
are.
okay? Let's be absolutely blunt about it. There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country, and anybody who thinks that that did not in any way impact on the outcome of this race is wrong.
Funny that, because I seem to remember it was Barack Obama who told black Americans they should vote for the black candidate because of her skin color. What's that?
Right.
That's not a form of racism. Well, the reality
Fucking
is that Trump
disgusting.
made huge inroads with black voters and wasn't deserted by women. He's built an anti-establishment coalition with the voters now fleeing the Democrats, Latinos, the Rust Belt hard hats, the Joe Rogan bros. The last Democrat leader who commanded the affection of all those groups was Bernie Sanders. We all remember what the DNC machine did to him. That's not a key point here. As much as this is Trump's amazing victory.
Good thing Trump was already crowned prince once, or he'd been fucked.
Joe Biden was razor sharp and infallible until that debate when the whole world could see he was senile and they decided he couldn't win.
Yeah, they did Joe. Old Joe, they did him dirty.
Even as the polls told us,
It's okay though, he's a scumbag too.
they kept telling us Trump was Hitler. His supporters were
Yeah, that's
scum.
another fucking bogus bunch of bullshit.
Slinging fries at McDonald's or driving a garbage truck. They relied on celebrities and the legacy media, even as every metric showed us that nobody cares anymore what they all have to say. Trump's first victory changed the United States and changed the world. Well, buckle up, because today, this even bigger victory will change everything. Well, joining me now is the co-host of Breaking Point's Crystal Ball, host and founder of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, Vincent Nashana from the PBD podcast, and Republican Texas Congressman and former Navy SEAL, Dan Crenshaw. Well, welcome to all of you. Crystal Ball, I had you on the show recently, and you declared that Kamala Harris would win all 7 swing states. It was in your crystal ball, if you don't mind me saying this, is a little cracked because Trump is currently won 4 of the 7 and leading in the other 3. Your response?
Yeah, no doubt about it. What I got wrong in this election is that I thought, even though I've been critiquing the Democratic Party, certainly since the Bernie Sanders movement, I thought that January 6th and the overturning of Roe versus Wade and Trump's manifestly authoritarian tendencies, as evidenced by the people who were closest with him in the White House, I thought it would be enough to overcome those problems on the Democratic side. And I was absolutely dead wrong. So a couple of problems specifically with Kamala's campaign. I think there was way too much spending time with Liz Cheney, spending time with Mark Cuban, way too little time spending time with Bernie Sanders, spending time with Sean Fain, who's the president of the UAW. And in general, Pierre, something I agreed with from your intro is the last guy who did the best with the coalition that is fleeing the Democratic Party right now is Bernie Sanders. And Democrats did everything they possibly could to block him from not only ascending to, be the Democratic nominee, but to block him from having any significant influence in the party. He offered a competing vision that could actually combat the fascism that you see with Donald Trump. Just talking about fascism, talking about how bad Donald Trump is clearly not enough to get the job done, and so we have the results that we have.
Yeah, Dan Crenshaw, I spoke to President Trump this morning, just rang him on his phone, and to my surprise, he picked up. And I think even he was a bit taken aback by the sheer scale of this victory. It's not now beyond the realms of fantasy that he could win the White House, the Republicans win the Senate, they win the House of Representatives, and he may end up winning the popular vote as well as electoral college. An absolute clean sweep. And you can only conclude from that, this is an utter repudiation of all the attack lines his opponents have been trying on him for the past year. And I would include in that the weaponization of the legal system against Trump, the attempts to take his life from 2 assassination attempts and so on. You put it all together, and this is a gigantic 2 fingers for the American electorate to those who said Trump can't be president again.
Yeah, it really is. It surprised a lot of us. You've been asking me for predictions for a while now, and I've said every single time, if you make me make a prediction, I'm going to say it's a clean sweep, but it's close. And it turns out, I was right, but I was also wrong. I didn't think he was going to win every swing state, and now he's looking like he's going to win every swing state. Looks like we're probably going to have a majority of about 7.
Seems to me you see half the things.
The Senate's looking way better than we thought it was going to look.
It hurts me to see that a lot of fellow seniors are not aware of this completely free $3,200.
I'm actually I'm so frustrated with ourselves because we should have 2 Republican seats in Arizona. We should have 2 Republican seats in Georgia. That would put us at 60 votes. We would have a real majority for the first time in, maybe ever. It really is something. And just responding to what Crystal said, I just think it's funny because my greatest fear as a Republican is that when we lose, we learn the wrong lessons. And the wrong lessons as a Republican, speaking just as a Republican, she can have her opinions as a Democrat, but my fears have always been that when we lose, we all get together, we do an internal firing squad, and we say it's because we weren't right-wing enough, and we alienated our rightest of the right voters. That is the wrong message.
Yeah, too far either way is shit.
This time, the way we keep majorities in the House, it's those majority makers, it's those moderates, it's Trump won women and white women in this election. He did massive improvements in the Latino and Black voters. You don't do that by running to the right. You do that by constantly hitting the same message about the economy and immigration and just this common sense stuff that people are really worried about. And so look, don't get me wrong, I kind of hope Democrats learn the wrong lessons here because I'd like to keep winning. But I'd be curious for her to unpack that a little bit more because it doesn't make sense to me. When Democrats were crushing it, really quick, when Democrats were crushing Republicans was in the 90s. That was in the 90s, and they were a very different party back then. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, the world was very different, and neoliberalism was absolutely ascendant there then. Now we're in a post-neoliberal world. And so what I'm not talking about a shift to the left. I'm talking about a shift top versus bottom. You know, Trump has his version of fake populism. He's got his villains, he's got his scapegoats, immigrants, cultural elites. Bernie Sanders, when he ran in the Occupy movement, when they were ascendant, talked about the 1%, talked about the millionaires and billionaires, talked about corporate greed, talked about unfettered capitalism. That's the shift that I'm talking about, and we know that it was effective because that Bernie to Trump pipeline, that was real. People who were voting for Bernie Sanders, who were Latinos, who were working class, who were Joe Rogan bros, who were Joe Rogan himself, have now, when faced with the choice between Trumpism and neoliberalism, chosen Trumpism. When faced with the choice between Trumpism and Bernie Sanders left populism, chose left populism every time.
Okay, let me bring in Cenk, because Cenk,
I
I've got to
get,
be
I
honest
get
with
that
you.
analysis. I get that analysis a little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, Cenk, I woke up this morning and I actually thought of you. I felt sorry for you because I thought, how on earth are you going to come on my show now, given the sheer scale of this devastating victory and devastating defeat for the Democrats? I mean, it is hard to imagine a worse morning to be Cenk Uygur. So, how are you?
I'm great. I come on your show with the same
Great, I'm
swagger
fat as fuck and I eat every night. I got all the right friends.
Unfortunately, I was right all along. I told you that Joe Biden was feeble and ridiculous, and I told you they should have done a real convention and a real primary, and they didn't do it. They should have picked their strongest candidate. Now look,
I'm rich. I don't have any worries.
fact about politics today in
Fuck,
America.
sick.
It is not left versus right. That is an old way of thinking. It is populist versus establishment. And the establishment.
You better start telling the left that then.
And the reason that they can't see it is because everyone on TV, everyone in the Democratic leadership is the establishment. So they can't look at themselves in the mirror and go, oh, it turns out people hate me. They need to go in a populist direction. It is super obvious. They'll probably never see it. Next time around, the
Fucker's got Trump derangement syndrome.
Democratic voters go around mainstream media who lie to them 24/7.
Burn the fucking ship, spite their sailing.
Opium on MSNBC, talking about how white women ruined this for them, or different demographic
Fucking know that's right.
It's absurd. It's absurd. You lost because you're a bunch of elitists and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
I would also say, Cenk, and I'm sorry to single you out, but you are the person here who's done a lot of this on my show. I do think the constant over-demonization of Trump, when people were calling him a fascist, a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, they fucked themselves.
I kept warning people on the left, this is going to backfire.
They can't help themselves. Anybody, far right or far left.
First term of office, a fascist at work. Yes, they thought January 6th was awful. We all did. And it should never have happened. And that's more playing, to be honest.
I don't know about that, bud.
You know, I just watched the movie about
I know they try to get me all the time because I don't hold nothing back.
never accept defeat.
But I piss on everybody equally, so I don't know. I pray to freaking God, and I don't like saying that because I don't swing that way, but
And he says stuff which sometimes sounds
I surely pray that Trump gets a hold on this fucking battle against our fucking First and Second motherfucking Amendment. These bitches are treasonous for that. It's the First and fucking Second Amendment. It's not the 21st and the fucking 19th or nothing like that. It's First and motherfucking Second. What is wrong with people?
Jewish people sitting in the crowd. It had Israel banners.
If there's a lie or some deceitment to it, then shut it the fuck down.
As a neo-Nazi rally and go back as MSNBC did to a rally in 1939 in Madison Square Garden that was a neo-Nazi rally, you are losing the plot. It is not the way to beat Trump. It is the way to fuel Trump. And to get him
I don't like
to be
this
more
motherfucker at all.
Do you know, think I was right?
So you have to draw an important distinction here. In fact, two distinctions. So first of all, not only did I never call him a neo-Nazi or Hitler, I called him fascist, and there is a giant difference.
That's so fucked up.
Last night, Representative Steve Cohen from Tennessee was on the Young Turks as we were doing election coverage, and he called him Hitler, and I said, don't do that. Because Hitler killed 13 million people. We're not anywhere near there. I mean, this morning, Joe Reed.
Oh, yeah, after the fact, you want to fucking...
Talking about it. We go, we're
try to tread water, you fucking bitches.
It's ridiculous. But in terms of why I call him a fascist and why I think it's right, Piers, is because he tried to overturn the election in
I got a lot of TVs. I just don't watch them much.
planned a coup, etc. And that's what fascists
I'm too
do. But it
busy. I
doesn't
like to
matter
stay
because
busy in the
he
shop or
won this
something.
election fair and square. So we're back
If
to
my back
democracy.
wasn't fucked up, I'd be over there right
I'm
now.
happy to say clean slate, let's see what he does. But I think, unfortunately, I'm going to be proven right about him as well. Because, yes, he's a much better fake populist, and the Democrats still don't get it. They were bragging about how they raised $1 billion and how all the corporate CEOs are on their side and all the Cheneys are on their side. That is the worst strategy you could possibly imagine. It's not that Trump won this nearly as much as the Democrats lost this election.
Yeah, it sucks, man, when your body starts falling
Bragging about
apart.
how CEOs love you and how you raised $1 billion, and that is corruption defined.
I wasn't even lifting nothing real heavy either. That's fucking sucks. And I felt it when it happened too, so I tried to do as much as I could for the rest of the day. And I think that's what really fucked me. I got under my truck 3 times today, or maybe 4 or 5, but when I came in the house, I had like radiating pain all the way around my waist. I don't think I've ever had that before.
All right, Vinny, you must be absolutely thrilled today because everything you've hoped for. This is like Thanksgiving and Christmas just came a little early, right?
Piers, good morning. You know, Piers, it's always good when your guy wins, and I mean, you spoke with Donald Trump today. I know he's your friend, and it feels good. I know you're not supposed to say it, Piers, but we told you so. Okay, and you guys are talking about this Hillary. Like, think about what the left did. You diminished the weight behind the name Hitler. Okay, so now this morning, everybody on the left is like, oh my God, Hitler won, and the Nazis are celebrating. Right?
Yeah, I usually between my fingers and toes get fucking crazy pins and needles or numb.
Thanking him and celebrating. So at least they're gonna have something to talk about for the next 4 years. Okay, because these people have no substance. It's just Trump is the bad man. Watch us, listen to us, and I think it's a great day for America.
Yeah.
Piers, and I just he said
Yeah, I'm only 44.
Spared his life for a reason, and that's to save the country. Because let's not forget really quick.
But I lived a real hard, quick 44.
That assassin's bullet, Piers, and whoever that sniper assassin was going right for his head. Okay, because as we know, when it comes to assassins, Piers, they want to put out a freaking message. When they shot JFK, they shot him in his throat and then they shot him in his head. That sends a message to the world: don't mess with us. We're the deep state, we're the establishment. You don't do that.
And now I was like jumping off the tailgate or off the ladder or off this or off that, and that's really for the spinal injuries. That shouldn't be happening, and it's slowing right the fuck down. It's like trying to explain facts and logic to a liberal for me jumping off of shit. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing too. But when you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, you can't be told nothing until your body tells you, hey, I don't think so. And then your mind still wants to go, and then you hurt yourself, and then you no better lesson than pain, and that's just facts.
Given all the fury from Democrats about Trump never conceding the election last time.
Only thing ever taught me was pain.
I mean, sure. We know she's going to concede. No one is seriously considering, like, oh, she's going to, as vice president, not do the electoral certification, et cetera. So I have no doubt she's going to concede. Democrats are going to say it was free and fair, and they're all going to move forward. I just want to say one thing to Vinny in response to this conversation about fascism, Hitler, et cetera. I think liberals are largely right about the threat that Trump represents. I think they're largely right when they describe his ideology accurately as fascism. And I think it's important we also remember where that conversation about Trump...
Reach for a more balanced gut. New Mirror Fiber Gummies. 8 grams of fiber with metabolism support.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, Tampon Tim, I want to see these fucking liberals and what the fuck they got to say after they've lost now. God, that guy just makes my blood boil. Tampon Tim. Where the fuck did that sex offending bitch even come from?
Hang on, Vinny, hang on. I would really urge liberals. Look, I'm a liberal, right? And I check them.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right,
Pierce,
I've known
you
Trump
piece of
personally
shit.
for a long time, but I'm not a natural conservative. Never have been.
You're a
When I go
fucking
on the Live on
homo.
Fox, they put me in the liberal chair. I joked with Harold about it the other day. They put me in his seat, right? So there's a reason they do that. I used to run a newspaper in Britain, which was led to the left. So I really am. I'm more of a Bill Maher kind of guy when it comes to my politics.
You're more of
I
a
honestly
fucking
urge
nothing.
wake the hell up.
A rich bastard with connections.
I'm not arguing about how
When he's won the popular vote.
Media connections. I'd like to see how it looks if the media was run by fucking conservatives.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, which is this.
You guys
Which
cut
is,
me off,
if
and then
you-
I don't get to finish.
if he wins the popular vote, as well as everything else, what you're doing when you continue to call him a fascist, you're basically saying that all these Americans who voted for him are supporting a fascist and are therefore themselves fascists. Do you not get that?
But let's make a distinction here. I'm talking about accurately describing reality.
It blows my mind how these fuckers can be sustaining their lives and their loved ones' lives by a job that's just straight bullshit. Talking about what other people's are getting done.
Feels about Donald Trump and his authoritarian.
So fucking sad.
That's different. Accurately describing reality, which I think
Like,
we
what
all
is their talent?
is different from arguing about how I think they should most effectively go about defeating that.
Like, her best talent is that she can part her hair right down the middle, that wide ass
They
head.
go about it all the wrong ways by not offering an alternative
Yeah,
vision
that's low, I guess.
that
But
accurately identifies the problems of American society's unfettered capitalism, corporate greed, etc. So, in terms of the electoral piece, I think you're correct. But, just looking at the definition of fascism, looking at the people who served with him, who know him way better than I do, who say, yeah, I think that he fits the definition. I can't lie and not accurately describe reality because that would dishonor my audience.
Let me come to Dan. I want to come to Dan. I want to play, first of all, this is a little mashup of how liberals responded as the news became clear last night.
I don't think people really understand how important fucking freedom of speech is. Even though it's fucking First Amendment. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
I got it totally wrong. I thought Kamala Harris would win, and I believe she would win comfortably. I thought it would be over quite quickly.
Just like, you break things down to keep it simple, stupid. When the fucking communists of California there cleaned up all the streets so that fucking Chinaman could come in. What the fuck? What kind of shit slap in the face was that to the people of that fucking, those cities and that? It's so fucking disgusting.
He hasn't faced a whole slew of other charges, and yet, with all of that,
I know, but it's not, they can't handle the truth, but it's like, what can't they handle about the truth? I don't understand that. I would rather be told to my face the truth than lied to and smiled at, Is that, it's just crazy.
Conservatives to watch all those liberal tears and all their dreams dying before our eyes. The challenge for
Spit on me and tell me the truth. Don't lie to me and fucking smile. Pat me on the back.
Trump, but I was very encouraged actually by his speech. In fact, let me just play a little bit of his speech when he came out last night when he knew he'd won. Then I'll come to you for your response.
It was so normal and
Let me just play the clip, Dan, and then I'll come to you. Hang on one sec.
Built the biggest, the broadest, the most unified coalition. They've never seen anything like it in all of American history. They've never seen it. Young and old, men and women, rural and urban, they came from all corners, union, non-union, African American.
Who told that girl that was a great outfit to wear? I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's like, gosh.
Uniting citizens of all backgrounds.
My daughter's gonna wear a fucking snowsuit for the rest of her life.
Common sense. We're the party of common
The rest of my life, anyway.
Dan, I thought that was a really good phrase there, the core of common sense and the realignment, where he cited all these different ethnic groups in America who come together to basically sign up to Trump's worldview. And I do think, and liberals have not wanted to concede this point, but I've begun to
Yeah, piss into the wind and tell you it's a shower.
things like, for example, transgender athletes in women's sport and the very damaging impact that is having.
Yeah,
I really think they
it's
underestimate
society has a problem with being told the truth, and that is so fucking odd to me.
and an erosion of women's rights, and it's coming from a party
Pat me on the back and tell me it will be okay.
comes from a party who tries to portray themselves
Fuck
as the only
that.
party who cares about women's rights. So I think this core of common sense message that Trump had was
I've had to let go a few so-called friends here in the last couple of years because they're just fucking out of touch.
It hurts me to see that a lot of fellow
Fuck
seniors
you.
are not aware of this completely free $3,200
Conservative people too, well they claim to be,
beneficiary of Medicare.
but their kids are fucking uber liberal cunts, so I don't know how that happens either. I don't know how staunch Republicans can raise fucking uber liberals because they give them everything and tell them everything's gonna be okay. Is that why?
And I didn't get to hit any of it. And I actually think this conversation, first of all, about left-wing populism and right-wing populism and what populism even means, I think is really interesting. I hope we keep hitting on that. You know, it was said before.
These fucking liberals are all pissing in the fucking wind and passing a bar of soap around, pretending like they're getting clean.
What you want to hear instead of the truth. That is populism. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Well, we turned off the water last night, though. I even got a few liberals to vote Trump, and I'm quite proud of that. I'm proud of them for seeing the truth. Because all I did was kept saying the truth to them.
So he's the least happy on this entire panel.
And they did their homework and even found out that I was telling them, because they know I'm not going to bullshit for nobody. If the Democrats are up there telling the truth, I'm going to say, look at, wow, them fuckers are telling the truth. I don't give a fuck about all that. I actually voted for a couple fucking Democrats. And I'll post my ticket here. I took pictures of it before I sent it in. Or whatever the fuck. Sent it in that machine.
We're going to give you $25,000 if you buy a new house. We're going to forgive your student loan debts.
I'm not afraid to show what the fuck I'm about.
Like, we're just going to bribe you if you just vote for me. And you know what? Nothing in your life is your fault. It's always somebody else's fault. You're the victim because of your skin color or gender.
Yeah, victim mentality.
And people are so tired of hearing that. I speak to a lot of high schools. And when I bring up wokeism,
Oh yeah, I think I remember you saying something like that.
that's actually what riles these kids up. Which makes
Yeah, college, man. My ex-wife went to fucking Michigan State.
That's what populism is. Now, maybe
And if she would have went to Michigan, the difference between Michigan State and Michigan is liberal and fucking conservative. Michigan's more conservative. Michigan State is liberal. And I could tell almost instantly after she graduated her master's, she turned into a different person. And it was really the beginning of the end of my marriage. It's fucking horrendous. And now the bitch is going to church and everything else because she knows she fucked up.
I can do one of two things. I can say I'm bucking the establishment or I'm for the establishment.
But she's got that liberal mentality though, so she'll fucking sink her own ship to spite herself. It's fucking crazy. Why not just say I was wrong? Fuck it, chalk it up. I was wrong and move on. I've had people tell me that, oh, you never say you don't want to admit you're wrong. Well, I tell you what, motherfucker, I'll say when I'm wrong. I'm thinking of one person when I say that, and I've spit on that bitch. I wouldn't spit on her if she was on fire, but I'd spit on her just to spit on her. I shouldn't say that though, but let's say I would have spit on her 10 years ago. I've come a long ways in the last 10 years. Come a long way since I had kids, actually.
I'll tell you what it was, Dan. It's about unity and whether Trump has it in him to unify the country, given how divisive he is. But notwithstanding that, how big the win is, he's got a chance.
But just like I tell my kids now, even though they're just grasping language, like, you may hate me one day, I don't give a fuck. But I'll never lie to you and I'll never leave you hanging. That's just what you get when you invest yourself in me. I'll never fucking lie or leave someone hanging.
He cares about his legacy. Now he doesn't have to worry about re-election. He cares more than anything else about legacy. And for him, that means America is the best at every metric that you can imagine. So, look, we have 4 years of Trump already. He didn't govern as a fascist. And I'd love to hear what your definition of fascism
Right.
is.
Sick fucks.
Is it packing the Supreme Court? Is it doing away with the filibuster? So, by the way, are Democrats still in favor of those things? Are Democrats still now in favor of doing away with the filibuster and packing the Supreme Court? I'm just curious. Or are those now not part of the
Fucking wishy-washy motherfuckers.
tendencies as well?
Let me bring, okay, let me bring Cenk in. But Cenk, look, the problem is, whatever you say this morning, to be honest, and I say this respectfully, it's all just going to sound pretty hollow, because the truth is, the Democrats have taken just a gigantic drubbing. I mean, it's on a scale so big, it's humiliating. So almost everything that your side has been saying for the last year has just gone up in smoke. No one was buying into it. No one was buying into anything.
Yeah, it should tell you motherfuckers to re-examine your motherfucking core beliefs. Because you're fucked up.
I mean, that's quite an achievement. So what do the Democrats do coming out of the wreckage of this?
Lick their wounds and try to find another lie to fucking post?
I don't like Democratic leadership. I think they are grossly incompetent. I loathe them. Okay, look, they call Donald Trump a maniacal clown, and I agree with that. But they lost to him twice. So what does that make them? Utter losers. And they're all over TV now blaming the voters, blaming this, blaming that.
See, he doesn't even hear himself.
Leadership is a bunch of elitist clowns who agree with Dan Crenshaw.
That's your party, bud.
You guys are making it up. So Dan, I'll tell you.
Why are they attacking me all the time? Why do they hate my guts? I'm the worst enemy.
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy for me to beat them.
Okay.
It's so easy for me to beat
Yeah, so let me
Democrats.
explain.
I'm one of the best at it.
Yeah. You guys actually totally agree, and you will agree on corporate tax cuts in within days of Donald Trump winning. So
Absolutely. Because taxes trickle down, you stupid fuck.
So, who's the establishment Republican?
Agrees on that.
Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's an establishment Republican. Almost all the Republican senators are establishment Republicans. And by the way, Nancy Pelosi is an establishment Democrat. Joe Biden is. What it means is.
No, where they ever get this notion that money trickles up?
You guys are all crooks. So you notice what Dan said? He said, "Oh, we're going to do a probe." I think Trump is.
There's no waterfall in the world that goes uphill.
These tax cuts for the rich that are all Dan's donors. And Kamala Harris is.
How about they dry up and stop fucking creating jobs, you stupid fucking fat pig?
No, let me just say something. Cenk, when you say you guys, hang on, Cenk. When you say, Cenk, you guys are all. Hang on. Let me speak. When you say you guys are, Cenk, I understand, Cenk, that the mood inside your.
What a fat pig. He's obviously come from money.
No, it's not. You're not getting it.
When you shout, you guys are all. When you
Democratic establishment laws.
I get it, but when you say you guys are all crooks, and you got someone like
Maybe his
Dan,
tampon's
that's
crooked.
a ridiculous thing to say. Why do you use that language?
It's not.
Because it's fun to use that language, that's why. Pierce, you fucking powder wig motherfucker.
So let me ask you something. Let's ask you.
Bernie Sanders isn't a multi-millionaire who takes donor money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that the donor money is? Do you agree with Dan? Do you think Dan?
I don't even know about Bernie Sanders. How the fuck is he rich? Tech companies?
And golly gee, even Trump shouldn't have gone in a populist direction, and this is all wrong.
Bernie's far out there too, but he's got some logical things about Medicare and the medical field is a fucking conglomerate too. This is why you can't have 5 motherfuckers up there. They're all go ape shit.
Just to clarify, I am a United States Air
show my brother, my sister, but that's beside the point. And I do agree with Shank. You cannot say that there's no establishment. There's establishment left, and there's establishment right. For all these people taking
Oh
donor money,
man, that's most of the U.S.
Donald
though.
Trump is a beast because he didn't need anybody's money. And to go back to Kristen's
These
point,
fucking young girls are getting rich off showing their ass, dude. So they're gonna be somebody's grandma someday. What a fucking thing to look up to there.
He's taking a ton of donor money, every single one does, including your favorite Bernie Sanders, including Donald Trump. You guys can't just make up facts right now.
Money like you.
And then do single variable analysis about.
That's a fact.
And you can't just do single variable
He literally
analysis
doesn't take corporate back
about
money.
donor money equals
All right,
corruption.
let me bring in, hang on, let me bring in Crystal. Let me bring in Crystal. I want to ask you this, Crystal. Kamala Harris made a big play of abortion rights. She really
Yeah, that was a fucking puke ass play too.
to get her over the line. And there was this weird poll, the Seltzer poll that came out of Iowa at the weekend that really excited everyone, where she had, normally very accurate pollster, she had Kamala up 3 in Iowa, and it was apparently women over 60 that were driving that. And the general feeling then was, wow, maybe older women in particular.
Yeah, but they all go into politics, get rich, or perhaps some of them go there to make change, and then they get swallowed up by the cesspool that is. And this is the big fucking problem in any country. Because big interests got them motherfuckers wined and dined to death. And nobody knows that more than Trump, because he used to wine and dine them motherfuckers to get certain things passed, to get his buildings built and all that shit. You know, one hand washes the other. That's the way of the fucking world for eons.
A mysterious old man handed me a strange bracelet.
That's crazy shit, man.
What happened next was
People just don't understand that 2 + 2 is 4.
Which is putting huge pressure on public services. Was it they just bet the bank on the wrong issue? That actually, yeah, it's important.
Yeah, they shoot in a pig they thought was going to be a fucking great horse, and she failed because she couldn't talk without a teleprompter, because her whole fucking life's been fucking ran on a lie, and behind closed doors she could suck a motherfucker dry. That's Kamala Harris. I never seen the bitch talk one time in 4 years. That was worth a fuck without a teleprompter. And even then it sucked.
Had really been a game changer in terms of the American public in a way that frankly I did not anticipate before. But I think part of what is different in 2024 is, number one, it's much larger general election electorate, so that's a big change. And number two, as much as I think there are failures on the Democratic part, I also think we can't deny that Trump is this uniquely charismatic performer. And people love the show.
He's not a fucking politician. That was the whole point to begin with. We're tired of being the third party. We the people pay for every fucking thing, and we're the last person to fucking eat.
So every single Republican Senate candidate underperforms him, save for, I believe, one. So I think that's part of why. But, look, the country overwhelmingly says that we're on the wrong track. They're very dissatisfied with the economy. Joe Biden's approval rating is very low. Those are very favorable conditions for a challenger to come in and win. And so when voters say at the end of the day, economy and inflation, those are my number one issues, I believe them when they say that.
I didn't really realize it, but liberals are so fucking scared of their own goddamn shadow. They watch this news fucking bullshit and they get so scared. But I guess when you're a phony, you are scared of shit. More scared than not. I guess that goes hand in hand with being phonies.
But it gives him an extraordinary opportunity to correct the legacy that he left with last time.
People have to have dignity in doing their jobs. We got to get that back. Even as much as I hate the police and what they stand for, they still need to get their dignity back too, because they did at one time serve a purpose. And to just fund a fucking DOJ is not their purpose. And I'm sure there is a lot of good cops out there.
He not only had Jewish Americans backing him,
Just like I'm sure we could get a lot of good politicians back in, but
Well, again, and I do think, Piers,
it takes time. All that shit takes time.
4 years. Piers, 4 years to prove everybody wrong and say, look at how bad Trump was.
Oh
look at
yeah,
what
she's
we've
a
done. They
fucking.
did absolutely nothing. They got exposed and they did shit. Sorry for my
Her
language here.
concession speech? I didn't see a concession speech.
We need election reform. Number one, here's the fact that California, Gavin Newsom, has made it illegal to even
Yeah,
show your
fuck.
ID
Dude, they don't got a fucking leg to stand on, though.
on what these people want. Flying illegals to
See, they knew that fucking conservatives had a leg to stand on. That's why it was so easy to fucking rile them up on J6. And it was the fucking liberals that started that shit. And Elon Musk saved the fucking world, in my opinion, because he got all the dirt out and people pretty much had to halt in their tracks because they were being so deviant, man. They're fucking suppressing information, dude. It's fucking, that's being a by our own fucking DOJ. It's such a fucking shame. They got no insurrection though, because it is what it is, man. Have a decent, firm leg to stand on, and you'll be heard. But they got nothing. They got nothing. Their biggest thing was fucking abortion. What? And that takes two. Hard to fucking have a single hand fight when it takes two. You stupid motherfuckers. Chicken or the egg? Oh, these fuckers are stupid. Exactly, they don't want accountability. At 4 o'clock? Well, it should be, I thought they said 6 o'clock they were gonna do that.
Obviously one of America's top pollsters. Frank, we've talked a lot in this presidential race.
Maybe it don't come on till 6 o'clock for us.
We've seen assassination attempts. We've seen the usurping of the Democrat nominee. We've seen Trump convicted of a crime and then ending up
Convicted of a bullshit crime
extraordinary. I want to play a clip of you the last time
with no fucking victims. Everybody wins in that crime. How's it a crime? Kamala Harris delivers. Yeah, I want to see that. That's what I was kind of waiting for. Glad you said that.
Been quiet for the most part as we get set to hear from Vice President Harris on the stage behind you. Throughout the night, it seemed like things changed. We saw the letter that had been sent inside the Harris campaign that said, you know, we still believe that there are votes in several places across the blue wall, that when they're counted, we're still confident. As the night went on, did their rhetoric clearly change? When do you think they realized things were going Trump's way?
I'm going to base it off of the conversations I was having with campaign officials, the communication. There was a steady communication, but it wasn't up until approximately 10 p.m. at night that we stopped hearing from campaign officials. We knew based off of the letter that there...
We need to start making it known that if you come to the U.S., we do not give a fuck about your country you came from.
This is when we started noticing that this silence was growing.
Yeah, well, she's a fucking idiot, bitch. We're gonna see it here.
Okay, video sounds good. Thank you.
Camel toe hairy ass. The only thing she ever fought was a hard dick her whole life.
Won the Michigan Senate seat there. Of course, the Senate not going the way of the Democrats last night. CBS News has projected that Republicans will maintain control of that.
The House still up in the air, several of those seats, but the Senate race, this is a big one for the Democrats, though they will be officially in.
I hear this fuck.
Oh, I didn't step on a big one.
Yeah, that was like this big. A big piece of chalk. You stepped right on it. Yeah, you did. I watched it.
That was like this big.
No, it was not.
There was 2 corners.
No, there was not. I will go grab it and show you it.
Can you get up and then grab it? Grab it and show me.
I will.
First female president delivering a victory speech at her alma mater.
Here it is.
Of defeat coming just 12 hours after Donald Trump
Now go crawl in your hole and fucking croak.
victory over Harris.
Yay, you lost. Is that why they're cheering? Look at the teleprompters.
Let's listen in.
So disgusting. You're fired. She's still the vice president, and she still ain't gonna do nothing. Why they got that bulletproof glass? Nobody wants to fucking get rid of her. She got rid of herself. You're yuck.
My heart is full today.
Full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me. Full of love for our country. And full of resolve.
Did you have fun outside?
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted. Not what we fought for. Not what we voted for. But hear me when I say.
How are you getting down?
Hear me when I say.
Dad's watching something.
Of America's promise will always burn bright.
Calm down.
As long
Hi, Dad.
as we never give up, as long as we keep fighting.
Oh, God.
My beloved Doug and our family, I love you so very much.
Now can I have a tool? Now can I have a tool? How are you gonna get up?
There's that goofball.
Look at big strong muscles. Yeah. Just slam on that pillow. I put a pillow down. Oh, nice.
He's such a bum. Look at him. You want that to be your leader? Ah.
I think I need to use a chair. No, you can't put a chair on that. Especially, you can't stand on that. Mom wouldn't let you stand on that.
Yeah, read that teleprompter. You ain't got an original thought in your head.
Just let her have a days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background.
Oh, hope you get swinging on that.
Country with enthusiasm and joy in our fight for America's future.
I'm gonna go.
What a hollow speech.
We all have so much more in common.
I am a teacher, but I want you guys to take a bath.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions
Go
right
in there and
now.
I'll be in there in a minute.
I
please.
get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition. And that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Yeah, because we're not going to infiltrate your people. Look at them weirdos.
American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
Why do they look like that? Just watch. Look at these.
That was so awesome.
Or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation,
And by public, she means government.
loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States.
Can I do this? With this? You don't care?
Why are these young people crying like that? That just makes me furious.
I just was doing that so I can be cute. And I
to
don't
say,
know.
while I concede this election, do not concede the
Can you
fight that
lower it
fueled
down
this
to here,
campaign.
please? Can you lower it down to here?
Money fueled that campaign. You were placed there.
For opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people.
I can't even get onto that.
For the ideals at the heart of our nation. The ideals that reflect America at our best. That
I'm coming,
is a fight I will
Tommy.
never give up.
What are you being loud about now?
I want a minute.
So stop catering to them.
A future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions,
You're just sucked to the TV all fucking day.
I don't cater to them like you do. And then you want to get mad about it? I see you, bub.
Is that awesome?
That is a good job.
I got on there from the job.
I saw you.
I can get on this table like this.
But don't do that, you'll get hurt.
And America, we will never give up the fight for our democracy,
Watch this,
for the
Dad.
rule of law, for equal
I can
justice,
get on here.
and for the sacred idea.
Don't break your neck off. Gotta hold on to your rubber neck.
Okay, Mom.
No, that will fall down. You gotta pull that thing back a little bit, maybe, and then you can scoot your chair closer. Or just grab that thing and then, no, leave your chair there and then grab the swing and bring it back towards you.
This?
Yep, there you go.
No.
Yeah, if you think, yeah, but I don't want you to fall back and hit your head on that chair, Bob.
This is fun. That was a great teaching, Dad.
That was a great teaching?
Yeah! Dad, I loved it.
Yeah, you're crazy nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrangle these kids up. Let's see the rest of this bullshit fucking speech here. We need to start getting rid of these teleprompters and these special interest fucking words.
And in the public square. And we will also wage it in quieter ways.
I just fell down this thing, but I didn't fall on its face.
Are you cold? Come here, you.
No, I'm not cold.
I just wanted it to hug.
Of a stranger and seeing a neighbor.
Oh, dang
By
it.
always using our strength.
What did you do? You had a s'more, I bet.
A lot of.
Yeah.
I had 5 s'mores.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to make my poop button.
For our freedom will take hard work.
Honey.
Like I always say, we like hard work.
Yeah, right. I never met a liberal that liked hard work. She sure in the fuck don't do hard work.
Our country is always worth it.
Really?
Always worth it.
Yeehaw.
To the young people who are watching,
Crying. Because they've been fooled. Mostly women and high estrogen men.
people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight,
Yeah, it is gonna be okay. Because you're fucking just scared in your mind and that's about it.
fight takes a while.
Unless you fuck around right by the dog and get bit.
That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power.
Yeah, without lies and fucking manipulation.
Don't you ever listen. When anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
You have the capacity to do extraordinary good.
She must be talking about being woman
And
president.
so to everyone who is watching,
Which there's a possibility of that.
this is
You just gotta be wholehearted.
This is the time to roll up our sleeves.
Oh, bitch, come on.
This is the time
Roll up your sleeves and stop using a teleprompter to give you an idea, you bitch.
stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together. Look, many of you know I started out as a prosecutor, and throughout my career, I saw
You fucked a lot of people over, I'm sure.
people who had suffered
Keeping
great
innocent people in fucking jail and behind bars, yeah.
and yet found within themselves
Non-violent criminals to make a buck for the DOJ.
and the resolve
You're a hollow fucking vessel of shit.
the stand, to take a stand, to fight for justice, to fight for themselves, to fight for
And your
others.
neck is getting old as shit.
So let their courage be our inspiration,
Your neck looks like some 60-year-old men I know.
be our charge. And I'll close with this.
Except for they don't use teleprompters.
Historian once called a law
Teleprompters for a heartfelt message from the fucking goddamn vice president of the United States of America. What a laughable event.
only when it is dark enough can you see the stars.
Oh, that was a brilliant thought. Who wrote that for you?
Entering a dark time. But for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is,
Really? Yeah, it was probably her first rendition.
with the light
This fake
of a
pig.
brilliant billion of stars,
She's such a phony bitch. Look at these crying fucking ass women out there.
of faith, of truth, and service.
Wait till you have that abortion, bitch. You'll be fucking crying then. What's wrong with these people? She just say, "Hey, Jew."
And may that work guide us, even in the face of setbacks, toward the extraordinary promise of the United
Oh,
States.
she's been reading this in the mirror for the last 10 hours.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.
To think she's gonna get taxpayer-funded fucking funds for the rest of her life for being the vice president and doing nothing. She need to get that bald spot in the back of her head fixed. How many beers been said on that?
At Howard University, her alma mater, beginning by saying, "My heart is full today."
Wait, there it is. See it? Oh, poor girl.
But at the same time, saying the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Oh, there it is. Ooh, it was shining there.
And as long
Eh?
as we keep.
I'm looking for the tiny vacuum.
You are?
Joined by
I don't know. I don't even know what a vacuum is.
Then you're really dumb.
All right, we're out for now, guys. That's what I've been waiting on, but
Beyonce's freedom in the background there. What else did we hear from
I will see you guys on the next round of How Fucked Up is Fucked Up. Have a good